Hi, in this video we are going to review to solve system equation by the substitution or elimination methods. Now let's go over a few problems for this type of solving. The first problem here, we are solving the system by the substitution methods. Now if you look at the two equations, the first thing is you must pick the one that you can solve for either one of x or y, and it should be easy to solve for y or x. And if you look at these two equations, we can see that from the second equation I can solve for y easily by adding 2x on both sides. So y now becomes 2x plus 11 because I add 2x on both sides. Now once you get the y equal 2x plus 11 or y in terms of x, we are substituting this one into the other equation for anywhere we see y. So I get my second equation, 4x plus 2y, and y now is 2x plus 11, and that is equal to minus 2. And now the third equation becomes one variable, which you can solve for x easily, right? You can first do simplification. 2 times 2x, that is 4x, 2 times 11, that is 22, and that is equal to minus 2. And then combine the like term here, 4x and 4x, that's 8x plus 22 equal to minus 2, and subtract 22 on both sides because you want to solve for x, that is minus 24, and dividing by 8 on both sides, you have x to be minus 3. Once we have x, we just have to solve for y, which we use the equation that we got in the beginning here, y equal 2 times x plus 11, and now x is minus 3, so 2 times minus 3 plus 11, which is y. Minus 2 times minus 3, that's minus 6 plus 11, and that is 5 for y. So y is 5 and x is minus 3, or you can write that in the order pair, x minus 3 comma y or 5, and this should be the solution to this system of equation by using the substitution. Let's try another problem using the same substitution methods. Again, we look for the equation that we can solve for x or y easily. If you look at the first equation, we can see clearly we can solve for x by just adding plus 5y on both sides. Because x had a coefficient of 1, that means we can solve for x just by plotting 5y to the two sides. Now, after you have x, go back to the other equation and plug in the x here anytime you see the x of the second equation. Now I can rewrite my second equation, the new one here, 5 times x, which is 5y, plus 10, and then plus 3y, and that equal to minus 6, and then do the distribution here. 5 times 5, 25y, 5 times 10 is 50, plus 3y equal minus 6, and then we are combining the like term, 25y plus 3y, 28y, plus 50 equal minus 6, and subtract 50 on both sides. You want to solve for y. So minus 6 minus 50 minus 56, and we are dividing by 28 on both sides to solve for y, and y should be equal to minus 56 divided by 2, that is minus 2. Once you have y value, you can solve for x. We know that x from the beginning is 5y plus 10, and y now is minus 2, so that equals 5 times minus 2 plus 10, and 5 times minus 2 is minus 10 plus 10, and that is 0. This is the x value. So your order pair solution x 0 comma minus 2 for y. Okay, the next example, we are solving the system of equation by elimination methods. Now the way that we do for the elimination is different from the substitution. The first thing is you must somehow get the coefficient of the two equations of any x or y to have the opposite side, so when we add them, either x or the y terms is gone. In this case, we can see the y here, they have the opposite side. However, this has 2y and this has minus 1y. So I would like to make this middle term here to become minus 2y. So when I add to the second equation, the y term it cancels. So how do I make this third equation to have the minus 2 here? I just have to multiply both sides by 2, right? So multiply both sides by 2, I get 2 times 6, 12. 2 times y, keep the minus side here, 2y, and 2 times 7, that is 14. And then I keep the second equation to be the same. I just multiply 2 by the first equation. And now we are ready to add them. Remember, if you do the elimination method, you are adding the two equations to cancel or to get rid of one of the variables in the system. When you add these two equations here, minus 2y and plus 2y, they add up together to equal to 0y, or the y term is gone. Now we only have 12x plus 3x, or 15x, and that equal to 16 plus 14, that is 30. And you can solve for x easily by dividing both sides by 15, which is 2, or x equal to 30 divided by 15 is 2. Now, once you have the value for x, we can use any of the two equations in the system to solve for y. So let's pick the first equation out here. Now, I just want to solve for y, right? So I have x to be 2, so anytime I see x, I plug in 2. So 6 times 2 is 12, minus y is 7. Now I subtract 12 on both sides. I have minus y equal to 7, subtract 12, that is minus 5. And to solve for y, I just have to multiply by minus 1 on both sides to take out the negative side here. So that is y equal to minus 5 times minus 1, that is 5. So your order pair solution x2, y, which is 5. Okay, let's try another problem here. In this problem here, we are given fractions inside the system of equation. And usually, anytime that you see fraction, we really don't want to deal with fraction. So the first thing here is you should multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD so that you can take away the bottom part here. The first equation, I see that they have 5 and 5, so the LCD should be 5. So I multiply 5 to both sides. The second equation, I see that we have 4 and 2, so I go ahead and multiply by 4 because 4 is the LCD, and then that will take away all the fractions. So 5, when you multiply to here, it will cancel with the 5 on the bottom. So here you only have x on the top. 5, when you multiply to here, it will take away the 5 at the bottom. You have 3y left. And 5 times 2 here is 10. Doing the same thing to the second one. When you have 4 multiplied to here, it will cancel with the 4 here. You have x left. 4 multiplied to here, which is 4. 4 divided by 2 at the bottom give you 2y. And 4 times 2 is 8. Now we see that we have x and y, and they have the same side, the plus side. So in order for you to add the two equations here and cancel one of the variables x or y, you must make them to have the opposite side. So we see that here we have 1x, we also have 1x here. So what I do here is I multiply the second equation by minus 1, because when minus 1 go to x here, I have minus x. When minus 1 go to here, I have minus 2y. When minus 1 times 8, I have minus 8. And I keep the same, the first equation. Now, once they have the opposite side, you can add the two equations. So x plus 2 minus x, that is 0x, or the x is gone. 3y minus 2y, that is 1y. 10 plus minus 8, or 10 minus 8, that is 2. So your y is 2. Now you want to solve for x. How do I solve for x? I can go back to the two equations here and then pick one equation. Let's just pick this one here. I have x plus 3 times y, and y now is 2, equal 10, or x plus 6 equal 10, and you solve for x by subtracting 6 on both sides. X equal 10 subtract 6, or 4. So the order pair solution x 4, y, or 2. Okay, so that is the second problem for the elimination methods. So we can see that for the substitution, the first step is you are trying to solve for x or y, and then plug in dash x or y to the second equation, and then solve for the single variable equation. For the elimination, we are trying to make the two variables have the opposite sides, so that when we add them together, we will cancel that terms, and we can solve for the other term. After you have one of the values, then you can use any of the two equations here in the original system of equation and solve for the other variable. Okay, let's try one word problem. So this word problem requires us to use the system of equation to solve for the two numbers. We are given that a number is 4 more than 3 times another number, and the sum is 16. We need to find two numbers. So the question here is we are trying to find the two numbers. So I let the two numbers to be x and y. So one number is x and the other number is y. We don't know the two values here. That's why we are looking to solve for x and y. And go back to the statement here. We know that the sum is 16. That means I can write a third equation, x plus y equals 16, because that sum is 16. Now, if you want to solve for this problem, we need to come up with two equations to make the system of equation, and then we are solving for that system of equation. Because we have two variables, so we need two equations to solve for that. Now we know that the first equation is x plus y equals 16. What about the second equation? Now go back to the first sentence here. I know that a number is 4 more than 3 times another number. So let's say that number to be x, right? So they say that x is a number, and this one is or equal 4 more than, or I add 4 to whatever I have here. So 4 more than 3 times, that means I have 3 multiply with another number, and another number, that means y, because we already picked x here. So another number is y. So this number is 4 more than, or 4 plus 3 times another number, or 3 times y. Now this one is a system equation that we are trying to solve for x and y. And guess what? We already have x equals something. So this is a perfect example for the substitution methods. So let's go to the first equation. And I know that this is x plus y equals 16. And x now is 4 plus 3y. So 4 plus 3y is 4x. I get that from the second equation. And now plus y, and that equals 16. So now I have 4 combined like term, 3y plus y, that is 4y equals 16, and subtracting 4 on both sides because I want to solve for y. So 4y equals 12, and dividing by 4, I have y to be 3. Now y is 3. I need to solve for x, so I can use either one of the two equations here and solve for x. I already have the x in terms of y in the second equation, so let's just use this equation here. So x equals 4 plus 3 times y, and y now is 3. So 4 plus 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 plus 4 is 13. So the two numbers that we are looking for, x and y, are 13 and y is 3 here. So the two numbers are 13 and 3. Okay, so that should be the end of this review video, and this word problem here demonstrate how you can solve the system equation by first come up with the two equations from the wording of the problem, and then we can apply the substitution or elimination to solve for x or y. And that should be the end of this video, and thanks for watching.